Good morning. I am Brian Carpenter, sports editor of the Meriden Record Journal, alongside, as always, my man Shawnee, Professor Plum, Krosick, and my man Pete Paguagua. We can be buddies for at least a couple more months before the baseball season starts. Hey, we're really happy and excited to come to you this week for This Week in High School Sports because, man, guys, what a week. I've been here for 20 years. We've never had this before. Thursday night up at Hartford, Melanie Polanco, 1,000 points. 24 hours later, Southington, Jeanette Wadolowski, 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, no, it was remarkable. Really remarkable.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Nights.
Yeah, and then the way that Melanie started the week against Simsbury, getting so close and then falling short because she fouled out with 2 minutes left. But she made quick work of it Thursday. So she went right to it, scored 4 points. She actually scored Melanie's first 6 points, but she only needed 4, and she went right to it. It was pretty cool.
You make a good note about Melanie in the Simsbury game. What a bizarre, great, memorable week for Maloney, because on Monday night, Melanie's closing in on 1,000 points, but they're up against Simsbury, a team that hasn't lost. They're 12-0. I think they were ranked 4th at the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Maloney's got them on the ropes, and you can argue that if Melanie doesn't foul out, they win that game.
They might win. I mean, you have 24 or 31 points on the bench for the last 2 minutes. It's not going to help anybody.
The final that night from the Simsbury game was 33-31, and Mel had 24 that night. That brought her within 4. Then you guys caught up with her up in Hartford against Buckley, where here's a game that Maloney should just blow right past them, and they're playing for their lives.
Yeah, that was. I think a lot of it had to do with the emotion. I think John mentioned that after the game, that a lot of it, the team was really into it, and I mean, she scores 1,000 points. I go to upload the clip. I'm talking to Sean, and all of a sudden we look up, and Maloney's down. We're like, wait, what happened? Yeah. They rallied late, and they pulled out the win.
This team has been really strong the last 4 or 5 games, and to see them struggling against Buckley was a surprise. But they did pull it out at the end, as we'll get to. But it was difficult to watch there for a while, and I think there was some air that came out of the balloon after Melanie's got that.
But good teams win those games. You're not going to bring it every night. You're not going to play 100% every night. And to come out, they were down, a team that they should have beaten up pretty well. But, they won. And a win's a win, and it looks the same in the score sheet as it does a 20-point win. Yeah. So, they're looking for Monday night to clinch a spot in the playoffs, and I think the team knows what's on the line. John will definitely remind them. But, hey, a win's a win, and they can only learn from that.
Deja White had the big bucket for Maloney on that night.
Great pass by Athlete of the Week nominee,
Yes.
Alex Pavlo. Not to name drop, but you're saying.
Hey, name drop, because we pick them. We don't just pick anybody. We pick them.
Yeah, but she read that. She read that well. She saw she was wide open, but she pump faked her defender, dribbled around, hit her with a nice bounce pass, which seems to be going out of style. Bounce pass is always in style, and that was the game-winning bucket right there.
Bounce pass is a beautiful thing, guys. There's the Sistine Chapel, and then there's the bounce pass.
Love the bounce
in
pass.
that order. Okay, as the boys mentioned, Maloney is 1 win away from a state playoff berth. What a great season for John Vieira and his girls. And what a great season, too, for Mikey Forgione and the Southington Lady Knights and Jeanette Wadolowski. They're in the playoffs. They beat South Windsor on Jeanette's milestone night, guys. You guys are fresh from that game.
It was a wonderful night. The atmosphere was great. Jeanette must be the most popular girl in the school because there were so many fans out there that were out there. She was out there a half hour after the game taking pictures, shaking hands, and it was a great environment out after the game, and she put on a show.
Yeah, and it tells a lot. Obviously, she's a great basketball player. Yeah. Everybody knows that. 1,000 points, and I guess less. In like 3 years of play because she's been injured, and she hits that bucket. And, they blew the whistle, but, the entire bench just flooded her. Everyone just ran on the court and hugged her, and, she's the only senior on that team, right? Mm-hmm. So, you could tell the younger players not only look up to her from a basketball standpoint, but they really appreciate what she brings to the table. And to see the team come out and kind of mob her like that was almost as cool as her, hitting 1,000 points.
She's clearly loved by her teammates.
Yeah, absolutely.
That team
says a lot.
Yeah, they rallied behind her and the coach, and they're the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah.
And they're playing great basketball.
Yeah, and Allie
Carr.
Allie Carr.
Allie, you can drive the car.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
What an impressive. She's freshman.
Yep.
What an impressive basketball player. Diving for loose balls. She's everywhere. She's hitting layups. She's come, I think, a long way from the beginning of the year, and I think only good things to come from Ms. Carr.
Yeah. And the neat thing about tonight with Jeanette was because she needed 19 points against a good South Windsor team, it wasn't certain she was going to get it.
Well, she missed some shots early on, and I think she might have been pushing a little bit there at the end of the first half. But she came out in the third. I was talking to Greg Ferry, and she just got rolling. Him and I were standing on the baseline down at the other end, and she, boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, she was 3 points away, and we're she's going to get it before the third. And she missed a three at the end of the third there, but got it midway through the fourth. And
Forgione set that up for her?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he set that up, and he called the timeout right before that. And I guess Jeanette said, she switched the play a little bit. She wanted to take the ball out so she'd get it back, and she switched it.
Yeah,
3-pointer.
It was better to get it on a three. I mean, nothing against free throws. They still count. But it was nice to get it and get it on the nose. Like if you would have had a 2 and then hit another 2, it's like, all right, it's 1,001, which is still great.
You like
to get it on. I like the drama. I like the story. So
Top of the key too. It's nice.
It was perfect. It was a great video too. Not to brag.
You can go ahead and brag, Pete. There's no question about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of great basketball being played in Southington this year.
Yeah, because the boys team, we're going to get to that on the other side of the break. Yeah. For now, though, we want to salute Melanie Polanco, first Maloney girls basketball player to reach 1,000, and then 24 hours later, Jeanette Wadolowski becomes the 6th Blue Knight to do it. She follows immediately right after teammate Maggie Meehan. And hey, not for nothing, guys, this is actually our 3rd 1,000-point scorer this year because DJ Ransom, he had a big night tonight, by the way, guys. 32 points to lead Wilcox past Kaner. They had to come back to do it. We have 3 1,000-point scorers this year. We had Scott Bradley at 100 points for hockey. For hockey. Ben Stratton got 100 wins. Dimitri Carnot became Maloney's all-time wins leader in wrestling. Wow, this is one for the record book.
Great week.
And it's still only January.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Still only January. Hey, we're at halftime here in our This Week in High School Sports show. We're going to bring you a little presentation here from our presenting sponsor, Gaylord Specialty Healthcare.
Shoes, kick them off and take a deep breath and shake off the blues. This is a brand new day that you can pave the way because everything is possible. Shout and sing it up high, high, high. Give our dreams their wings to fly. You gotta keep the fire and keep the fire burning. Keep the hope alive. You gotta keep it turning.
Thank you again to Gaylord Specialty Healthcare being our presenting sponsor for This Week in High School Sports. We come at you every week. We don't take a week off, man.
No.
Though I understand you have a ski trip coming up.
I do. Next week I'll be hitting the slopes. We'll see how that goes.
Got any extra room in that car, buddy? Heck, man, you can just put some skis on me and tote me up there. I'll hang on tight. Actually, it's a well-deserved vacation for you coming up, Pete, because you've been everywhere. Shawnee, you've been everywhere, too. And you guys were over at Southington to start the week. You finished it with Jeanette, but you were there at the start of the week for the boys.
Such a long week. I don't
remember. Back on Monday, Southington boys hosting Platt. And Southington won that game 64-47. They won tonight against South Windsor. Those guys are playing good basketball, and you guys saw it firsthand.
I mean, I think I'm just going to – I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but I think they might be our best boys team in the area. I think they just play such a complete game. Offense, they run. Defense, they play nasty defense. They're suffocating. They bother every team that they play against.
Is it nasty defense or you like nasty defense?
Nasty.
That kind
of. Like they are just ruthless, and it's awesome that they bought into that kind of defense, and it really is fun to watch.
It really is. Yeah, the two-headed monster. I tell you, Andrew Lonice. I know he's an athlete of the week, and but he might be the best unknown player in Connecticut. He
does everything. We've talked about this the whole week after we watched.
We've been talking about it.
He runs. He scores down low. He scores from the outside. He passes. Yeah. He plays relentless defense. He blocks shots. He steals. There's really nothing more that you can say about him.
Oh my God!
I think he skis too. If you want to take him up to Vermont,
probably be better at me than that too.
He had 21 tonight. You guys saw Southington beat Platt 64-47. Colin Burdett had 13, right? The point guard. Jerry Mercier with 12.
They have a lot of guys who can score the ball. I mean, there's a couple of highlights here that making 3, 4, 5 passes. Hitting the open guy. They're not forcing anything. It's very disciplined basketball to watch. It really is, and it's fun to watch.
Well, hey, they're in the postseason, guys. They have 9 wins now.
they're impressive, and they're one of the better teams in Division III, according to the CIC at this point. So it could be an exciting winter for
And the
them.
big game with Cheshire, I think that's in 2 weeks.
Coming up. It's coming up
2
on a
Mondays.
Monday. You're not going to be back. You're going to be skiing, man. Yeah, we'll tell you
I
all
might
about
be
it.
back. We'll see. We'll see how the weekend goes. But that's going to be a huge measuring stick for both of those
For
teams.
both teams.
Yeah.
But you guys make a good point. With the new basketball tournament format, that top tier tournament is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
But even the lower ones, 3 and 4, Southington and Wilcox, these are teams that, like Southington being in Double L, kind of being out of its league a little bit in past tournaments. They've got a good team this year, and they can make a good run, and that's just exciting. Same with Wilcox Tech and 4.
Yeah.
Should be a fun postseason.
Man, maybe spring can take its time getting here, guys.
As long as the weather comes first.
Okay. Also, some good excitement on the rink. Wednesday night was a big match in Division III. Lyman Hall, the co-op, taking on #1 Staples. And, Pete, you were there, and, the Trojans spotted Staples a goal, and then that was it.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely a meeting of the two powers right now in Division III. I think a lot of people pick Staples 1, Lyman Hall 2, or vice versa, whatever ranking.
Maybe it's vice versa now.
And, we talked to a couple of people, and, Staples can score. I mean, Sam New scored the first goal. I covered Sam when he was a freshman and a sophomore when I was down in Fairfield County. He's an unbelievable hockey player. And he scored right away, and I was like, oh, here we go. I've seen this before. I covered the Staples team with this core that went to the finals a couple of years ago. And I was like, oh, here we go. But, no, Richie Minix, flipped the switch, and the boys, they outskated him. I mean, they were on every puck. They were everywhere. Matt Pettit, 2 goals. Kyle Roberts, 2 goals. I feels like they only score when I'm there. I think I have
you can have to go every game.
4 of Matt Pettit's goals, and Kyle Roberts played great too. 2 goals in the third to kind of ice it away, and the Trojans are the team to beat in Division III.
Rich Minix also pointed out the play of another kid, and these are the guys who make it happen. And it was Connor Satan who
the
checked
defenseman checked Sam New.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam had a lot of opportunities, but he also had a lot of opportunities that were stalled in front of the net. And definitely the great play by the defenseman. The Trojans were great last year. They really were. I think they're better this year.
Yeah,
and that's saying a lot without Chris and Hunter.
Right, of course. Joe Boyle just did that piece on Chris Blanchard, who's putting in a post-grad year at Cheshire Academy. Good story.
Good kid.
Yeah, very good player. If you haven't checked that out, go on myrecordjournal.com. It's there for you to check out. In the meantime, Joe's going to be at Northford tonight. Are you going to join him? The Trojans are playing Massac.
We'll see.
You want to take?
I got to check the schedule. I got to get some skiing lessons in before.
Yeah, you better. Start with the Bunny Hill, Pete. It's okay, buddy. You also checked out Cheshire, but you picked the wrong night to go see Cheshire. Because they played NFI and they got shut out 2-0.
Yeah, but they're playing well. They're just not.
They're snake
getting. Yeah, they're not getting the pucks to bounce their way. Their defense is playing fine. Their goalies are playing fine. Nick Marangola, 25 saves against NFA. He looked great in the first period. He looked great throughout the game. They're
snake
need something. Yeah, they need the puck to bounce their way.
Well, they got that on Wednesday. They beat Newtown 5-1. They had 5 different goal scorers. They had 4 other dudes in on assists. So maybe Cheshire's turning the corner a little bit.
Hopefully, I mean, you look at their schedule. They came out beginning of the year, put like a 3 spot on the first minute against Lyman Hall, and then didn't score more than 2 goals until they played Milford a couple of weeks ago, where they dropped 9, and then they got shut out the next game.
And then the next game.
Yeah. So hopefully this is the turning of the corner for the Rams, because they're talented, they're good. They just need to get rolling.
All right. Well, hey, boys, look, we're at the end of January. We got the month of February. We get the postseason stuff's going to be starting soon enough. Indoor track's got some good stuff, too. We're looking forward to catching up with the start of the class meets. But first we have the SEC and CCC championships, which Justin Weeks, he's all over them. Yeah. He wants in. He wants to be there start to finish. We might not be able to get him out of the track once he's there, but Justin will be there. My man Pete and my man Shawnee, they've been here, there, and everywhere. Again, gentlemen, good work this week. We appreciate you guys tuning in to This Week in High School Sports, brought to you by Gaylord Specialty Healthcare. Check us out next week, because Pete will be doing another package before he hits the slopes. I'm Brian Carpenter for Shawnee Crofsick. Mr. Peter Pagwagwa. Be good.